you caught every Pokemon in Pokemon Crystal, but not only caught it, you had one of every Pokemon of every evolution. So all 100, what is it? 156?
251.
251. Oh God. I have all 251 of them. You had all of them in a Pokeball. That is, when did you know you were going to, had you already done that before that video?
Yeah, no, I've done it for quite a few.
For years?
I mean, that was, I really started working on that last year.
Okay.
Ish. One of the first videos that really like took off on my channel was catching every single Pokemon in a game, just like completing the Pokedex. Because that's like, growing up, you're hit with the got 'em, catch 'em all phrase, and everybody's like, oh, well, I want to do that too. And I never really saw any videos of people doing it. I saw people talk about it, like, oh, this is how you do it. This is why it's like daunting and whatever. And I remember seeing those videos, and I'm like, well, talk is cheap. Let's try it. Yeah, let's put the pencil to the paper. And yeah, so I started making videos of me just completing the Pokedex, and then over time, I'm sure you feel the same way with older videos. You kind of look back at them, you're like, oh, if I only made that video now, it would look like this. I would have this production value. My standards, the bar is so much higher. And so I tried to go for them again, but instead I would go for every individual Pokemon and have kind of like a presentation gallery of everything in front of you. You can just like scroll through. You scroll through the
Pokedex, and all of them have a little Pokeball beside them. It just that is so crazy,
and it's fun. And here's the thing: I think you could do it.
I'm sure I could.
Yeah,
because it seems to me like and obviously there's skill and there's knowledge involved, and you can learn it. But it also seems like a abundance of time.
Depending on the game. Yeah,
and
for
money.
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That was one thing about Pokemon Crystal, the video that I was watching, and I was like, damn, you had to buy so many things just to have the full Pokedex.
And that was the cheap video.
That was the cheap one. What's the most you've spent on a video?
Can I check? Because I don't.
Absolutely, you can.
It's definitely the Pokemon Emerald video. I just forget how much exactly it was, but it was in the thousands.
Yeah, I just recently traded Pokemon for the first time in my life from Game Boy to Game Boy.
Oh.
Yeah, I traded I actually bought Pokemon Crystal, but it was a fake version.
Oh, okay.
And so I couldn't go to Kanto. Are you adding stuff?
I got to see this game.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad.
Okay, so I think this is where it is in the video. Okay. The video is 50 minutes long, so I'm really scrubbing through.
50.
50, yes, 50.
Okay.
1,300.
1,300.
Yeah.
Just on hardware and games and different things.
Yeah.
Just for Pokemon.
It paid off. It was a good time.
Yeah, no, it sounds fun. It seems like you do what everyone's like, man, that would be crazy if someone did that. Yeah. And then you're the guy that does it.
Yeah.
Let me finish my story. So I played through Crystal, beat the Elite Four, and then you're supposed to go to Kanto, like the credits rolled, and then it sent me back to my last save point. And I was like,
oh, it's like Zelda style.
Yeah. So then I looked it up, and people were like, I found a few like Reddit threads, and they were like, oh, you probably have a fake version of the game. And I was like, well, I definitely do. It's definitely not real.
Right.
Like I got it. I don't know where I got it from for like $8, so it can't be real.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
So what I did is I had a real version of, Silver was the one that was fake. I had a real version of Crystal, so I was still able to trade my whole party to Crystal. And so I was like, oh, well, at least
it's a better
there's
game
that.
anyways.
Yeah, at least there's that. So that was kind of cool. I'd never traded before. Or maybe I had like when I was 5 and I just forgot. But yeah, it is wild. What is the most like unique items that you've had to purchase in order to get a certain Pokemon?
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm going to choose my words carefully.
Okay.
I came across a distribution cartridge from GameStop. So if you go to, back in the day, you could go, they also had a Toys R Us. If you go to, like on specific days, you could go and you could download over Wi-Fi, like a specific Pokemon that was typically only available through that one singular event.
Right.
And a lot of them would be very specific. They just assumed people really didn't care about them. And some of these I vividly remember going to as a kid. Like there was was one for Manaphy at Toys R Us. It was available for 1 day, 3 hours was the time slot.
What?
And they never gave it out, that specific one, ever again. It was just that one one singular time.
Wait, so you never got, so no one can get a Manaphy?
You can now. It's just not that specific from that event.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was the first time that they were, well, it wasn't the first time they were showing it off, but it was like the second time. And so it was the first free opportunity to get one.
Okay.
And long story short, I may have found a collection of them that I used.
You were walking down the road.
It was just a casual stroll. Yeah.
And they just happened to be there on the ground.
They were, yep, and they were.
That's a very lucky find.
It was, yeah, wildly lucky.
That is wild.
And yeah, those are sometimes a pretty penny. It depends on.
So they're GameStop, hypothetically, they're old GameStop employees that found a set of them that weren't used.
You're supposed to send them back,
and some of them didn't.
And I think some employees
just didn't send them back. Okay,
just sent them to the highway.
Wow. So yeah, those have to go. How much do those go for? Can you find them now on like eBay and stuff?
Yeah. I think like a not cool one is like $200, but they're the ones that I found were like they range from like $600 to $800.
Okay. Wow. Are there any cartridges that are just gold mines? Like they're hard to find? Like
yeah, those specific ones. Because those are game cartridges.
Right, I know. Yeah, cartridges you put in your DS?
DS, yeah. There is one that was for, Arceus. It's like the god of Pokemon.
The god of Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, there was one that they did, I think it was in Australia or something like that. If you look it up on eBay, I think the listing is still up. This person has like the only one of it, and they're selling for like $50,000 or something like that. Nobody's biting on that. It's not happening.
No one's biting it.
It won't.
Which game is that for?
I think it's Heart Gold, Soul Silver, so it's the remakes of Gold and Silver. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I think I saw Small Ant beat Arceus with a whooper one time.
Oh, yeah.